Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Jason here at Signature Esports, and a pleasure to have you here live at a charge for some Chop Shop Racing once again. Xfinity Series finishing up with qualifying. Got a little bit of a late start. I had to fix some things on my end, so I do apologize about that. Included the race information whenever it came to the stream. So I do apologize about that. I wanted to make sure I took care of everything, got it up. Got ourselves in and on time, so I do apologize about the late start. So those who are just tuning in, we're usually about 10 minutes earlier than this. So, but they just finished up qualifying. It's going to be good to go. We'll talk about points and what's going on here because this is week 19 of 21 for the Xfinity Series, and we're at Michigan. Michigan's going to be huge. It's going to be a big racetrack. It is a big racetrack, and it is quite that furious one. Here's your starting grid, folks. Andrew Payne coming in clutch once again, as the driver likes to definitely show off his skills, but he's going to be doing just fine here. VIP Auto giving you all of the options in action here today. It's going to be a ton of fun to be able to watch. Retchin's going to be your outside pole sitter. Robert Church and John Hamilton make up row number 2. Cam Dario, Michael Strickland make up row 3. Row 4 is going to be Matt Magner and Hayden Malcolm. Row 5 will be Brad Dove and Nathan Biggert. Grijalva Burke make up row number 6. Row 7 will be Chris Roberts, David Asuna, Isaac Balsamo, Joe Nelson make up row 8. That'll be your starting grid. Quick look at the points for the series as Andrew Payne leads the hard charge for the round of 8. This is getting down to the nitty-gritty for the Championship 12. Chop Shop Xfinity Series. 2 playoff wins, 9 wins overall, huge commanding lead. But it comes down to that final race, and if he's going to be able to do it, and your pole sitter today, he's pretty much one of those shoe-ins for a back-to-back championship. So we'll see here as cars kind of get into each other. I'm not quite sure what's going on pit road, but they're doing that. Andrew Payne, Strickland, Cam Dario, Matt Magner, your 4 drivers above the cutoff line. Retchin's going to be that 5 spot right now, looking to get himself in there. And I tell you what, you've got a lot of tight points from third on back. That is it's a huge thing. Tech issues. Yep. Oh, yeah. I know. I've seen it. I've heard it. Let's see. The Best of the Rest Championship looks as such. Nathan Biggert leads the charge so far. I think it's all alphabetically. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you, Mr. Mandarood. Nathan Biggert, Brian Rayburn, Robert Church, John Hammond, all up there. Everybody reset to 1,500 as we get ready to go at it. Green Flag Racing coming up at you. Here's the big thing about this racetrack. It is huge. 2 miles in length, 125 degrees on the track temperature right now. They're going to run 112 laps. Got 4 sets of tires total. No fast repair stages. Going to be completion of lap 30 and lap 60. And this one with 16 drivers in here can be a long one, but we'll see just who's going to have that momentum, who's going to be able to save tires. Progressive banking of Michigan is huge. Partly cloudy skies, 29% humidity, 9-mile-an-hour wind. Everything works against these cars and what they've got going for them. So we'll see how today's race goes. Thank you, Mandarood. Thank you, Jess. I appreciate you. Thank you, Stryker. I appreciate you as well. Backniv, thank you very much as well. Appreciate everybody being out there across the board. They're ready. Pitter patter. Let's get at her. Green Flag Racing. Early start for the drivers. Now you're going to have drivers with nose damage because of the pit road contact, and a couple of drivers with some rear damage. We'll see how long that's going to hold on. See if that's going to play any kind of effect right now. See Retchin right there in that 2 spot. Right there to the outside of Andrew Payne, utilizing the high side. A good chance to lead early here as Andrew Payne backs up the corner. He's going to see a couple of drivers to the outside. There's John Hammond going to the outside. Michigan is a great racetrack. We just raced this racetrack in that special event just the other day. Nathan, thank you very much, sir. Appreciate you. Mr. Somerville, how are you doing? Haven't seen you in a hot minute. And we know how important the draft is. We also know how important tire wear is. And if you can run the bottom of the racetrack for a long time, well, then you're going to be able to save here and be able to at least get the turn in the way you want to. Hammond going around Payne, Stryker going around as well, and Andrew Payne dropping off the back corner here into the 4th spot. We'll see how he works. Cam Dario in 5th. Jeremiah Burke back up with the mix. There's the 73. Good to see him out there on the racetrack once again. Retchin out front. 7/10 of a second difference. Couple of quick laps in so far. Joe Nelson backing off the corner. He's on the bottom of the racetrack right here. Try to take a look and see what happened. He's going to get back on the racetrack. Here's a look. He and Balsamo get into it. I don't know if Isaac blinked or something happened there, but Nelson to the bottom side. He looks okay. Car looks all right. But he'll get back up and running. Isaac Balsamo, 11:03 on the I rating. Getting back up, running some good things. Some drivers running their fast laps. 39.93 fast lap for, or not, I'm sorry, 39.88 Retchin's fast lap. 39.93 was his last lap. Stryker running a 40.11. Andrew Payne, 40.55. 93 trying to break up the draft. 73 of Jeremiah Burke behind. In 73 running Limitless Motorsports paint scheme. Let's make sure we're updating our trading paints once again because, well, you know, those things do happen occasionally. Oh, Robert Church in the wall. This is a track out of 4. You can push tight pretty easily, and the drivers underneath you make it a little bit more rough for you. And side draft has probably one of the biggest effect in the platform on this racing surface, and that's something that I did notice. You can see the cars go blank for a second. They're uploading their new paints and what they need to be having on their car. So we'll see if anybody's got any new paint schemes updated here. Yeah, late start that had a few issues that I needed to take care of. They were not like your bad issues. I just had to get in and make some changes. Retchin out front, running a 1.5 second lead, doing a great job of holding on to, the Nitro Fish 76. I thought he had a new paint scheme this week. To the chats, Mr. Odell, thank you very much, sir. Mandaroon, have a great breakfast as well. Hit the like, share, and if you're new, hit the follow button. Thank you, Mr. Mandaroon. Mandaroon Racing, go find him on Facebook. He live streams whenever he is home and not he's on the rig this week, so you got to go check him out and make sure he's doing good. Stage is going to end a lap 30. And drivers still working. This is a real quick way for drivers to kind of have that long run race pace. 112 laps. When we were in the Cup car, they had 70% fuel on the Cup car, and we got what were we getting? 33 laps of fuel. So I think that was the most we got. 33 laps. Can't believe that was with a caution or not, but I know we had to save fuel, so they want to make this just a couple of like a 2 or 3 pit stop race, and this is a racetrack that you're gonna have to find that. Retchin out front. Stryker closing in the distance a little bit now as the 40.61 starts to roll for Retchin here. Strickland rolling to the back corner. I think Mark might have gotten tied up in the corner here, way up near the wall. We'll see if he is going to be able to try to salvage some of this time that he got out in front. Now Stryker's starting to pull in. Sometimes on this racetrack you get a big lead. The moment that you change anything about your drive line or something you start feeling the tires wear in, this is when that becomes a big factor. Big issues can happen. 5 lanes of driving, and right now Retchin being pulled in by Strickland here. Yavana, thank you very much. I appreciate you being out there. 9 of 112. There goes Andrew Payne down to the bottom, 75. Rolling, now's the chance where drivers can just kind of look ahead and see where they need to be. Right on board with the gyro cam to the 73 here. That is a huge tell on how much they had to get out of the gas. A little blink for Jeremiah Burke there for me. Cam Dario to the bottom side is going to roll. Here's the thing about how much you have to get. You have to get out of the gas so much in the corners. There's Matt Magner, teammate to Andrew Payne. See how much they have to get out of the gas. John Hammond was able to rocket back by Jeremiah Burke, who had to slide down to the bottom. There's Cam Dario rolling the number 8 machine. 73 will drop in as well. 8 to the bottom, getting himself around in that second lane. 73 back to the high side. This can be a high line track, but I tell you what, progressiveness is exactly where it needs to be. Retchen under fire for Strickland for the lead. Payne closes in a second now. Side draft to the drivers. 76 rolls the second lane now. 76 back up to the high side. 88 trying to roll to the bottom. Retchen able to defend, and that's one of the best things about this racetrack, is that it ain't over until you make the pass, and the longer these two battle, the closer that Andrew Payne will get. John Hammond still solid for 4th at the moment. Cam Dario closing in a little free for all the drivers back here. You see, after they're starting to get to that wear and tear mark, well, the cars want to turn in on themselves. 75 down the pinch up to the 8, 75 side by side. Good looking side draft right there as the 75 closes in to the door of the 8. Now he's going to rocket back out to the high side, pulling Matt Magner with him. 75 with a lot more room than he's been let to have. 75 back down into the corner. 8 to the bottom side. 8, 75 side by side. This is where John Hammond is pulling the drivers back to him up near the wall. He's going to be able to be with a head of steam. Right now, Cam Dario winning the drag race for the time being. 75 is going to drop into the corner. 8's going to be there. 75 he'll have the run here. He's not done. Not done just yet. Ooh, a little free. 27 there to draft. 8 might be clear now. We'll slide up in front of the 75. Yeah, he is. Going to be able to have a better turn. Andrew Payne, just like that. I talked about how close this could be. These drivers making it work. There it is. Andrew Payne back out front. Only took 14 laps. 13 laps, actually completing lap 14 now. And this is where somebody's going to have a pit strategy different. And the more that the 88 and the 76 battled there, the more that Andrew Payne was able to close in, the faster he was able to close in. And now Stryker, who had a chance for the lead there to keep the lead, not going to be able to hold on to that. Somebody's going to have a different strategy here to beat Andrew Payne. He led almost every lap in their last race, and almost lapped the field. Or I think he did lap the field. We go back and take a look. here at Nashville last week. Yeah, he did. He lapped the field. It's not really a track that you can lap the field on. The big track. 17 of 112 being completed. Go back to the way things were looking before there, folks. Andrew Payne, Strickland, Cam Dario up to third now. Retchin losing some of that race pace we were talking about earlier. Any kind of right rear damage, and you'll see some big issues. Robert Church back to 13th now. He was one of the ones that had some right side. Also got collected on pit road whenever they were leaving pit road. Devin Asuda is going to be here in the 43. And something I know that happens with pit road, because we were coming on pit road last on that Monday race, on the Memorial Day race that we were proud to be a part of. And happened to us too. We couldn't avoid it. Brad Dove in the 25, driving in the Dove Farm LLC Chevy Camaro. Grijalva going to be in 10th as Joe gives a shout out to him out there. Aiden Malcolm in the 83, Auto Nation Chevrolet getting some rookie stripes on there, so to speak. C-Class driver, 1549, working on his I rating as well. Jeremiah Burke back to 8th as Nathan Biggert, big contender for Nathan Biggert here. Of course, Nathan getting a win last night at Nashville in the Cup Series. So momentum for him to be able to move forward here. Some of these drivers moving backwards as some of the other drivers who've been saving, moving forwards. And about a full second lead for the 93 as Stryker try to do everything he can to hold on to the draft of the 93. Really trying to work too hard at it. Cam Dario closing in some of the distance as well, still running 41.7s. Andrew Payne last lap, 41.63. And that is where letting some drivers go in the beginning here at Michigan can solve a few things. Pause for the cause for Mission 22. If you are out there on Twitch, make sure that you reach up and hit that support button, or not support button, where the supporter button is or where the subscription button is. It's been replaced with the donate button. You donate to Mission 22 for me. I'd appreciate you to do that. Veterans, family, and community. Elder Heart Inc. as Mission 22. So that just in time right there. To refill the coffee. A little Dilligaff, let's go, says the best moderator in the world. Caution comes out. Dark Horizon Fishing giving you your caution today. Iracing.com for all your subscription. Here's what happened. There is Brad Dove to the outside. John Hammond was working on... Well, this is where Rex and all this is about 7th or 8th. So Brad Dove was taking some good strides here. Let's see what was going on. Give you my Mission 22 segment right there. That's what I'm going to do for the for those folks. 2576 right there. They were hashtag spicy sponsor. Love it. Here's a look. 75 and the 25 splitting. 75 goes to drop in. 25's tight. 75 rolls the bottom. Does a great job here. Moves up the race line. 25 there. 75 a little free. Yeah, they're both a little free. And below the apron there. Damage. Big racetrack, so they can get a lot of this damage replaced. A lot of them coming to pit road already. So yeah, they can get a lot of it fixed. Jeremiah Burke, Andrew Payne will be tied back up. Dark Horizon Fishing. Go to Facebook.com/Dark Horizon Fishing. Get himself a get those fishing trips booked. Know that he is looking forward to fishing season this year. Has been looking forward to it for quite a while. We've been talking about the cobia and the different types of ocean fish that he puts out there, or that he's able to get out there and fish for. And it's really cool to hear the difference, because here at the Lake of the Ozarks, of course, we're lake fish. You know, we're out there bass, catfish, and spoonbill, and all kinds of different things. And he's talking about fishing the ocean and fishing the James River area. So he's out there in the Chesapeake Bay. He fishes the Chesapeake Bay area, the James River area out there in Virginia. You go check him out and book a trip with him. He's absolutely awesome. Knows what he's talking about when it comes to getting people out there in the water. And encourage you to do so. Dark Horizon Fishing, doing all that. Big special thank you to the fine folks that help out over here at Chop Shop Racing. And we pop that off real quick. We can pop these on. Chop Shop Racing has had a great basically the last 2 seasons that they've ran, almost a year of racing with me here at Signature Esports, and they've always called it a bala status. So if you get out there and you help donate and you help the league, you're able to do that. Hakeem, thank you very much. I appreciate you for the like. And that's something that a lot of leagues, they try to make sure they take care of. So if you're a bala status, make sure that you show yourself. B&B Music, Francisco Corella out of California has been with these folks and helping them out as well. So check out B&B Music on Facebook, and of course Big Money Bash Music out there in California. Track Racer and Admin Boxx, 2 of the big proponents for the sim racing world. There's links in the description to help support Chop Shop Racing by little affiliate links for these fine folks. Go and check them out. Make sure that you do so, because if I'm not mistaken, you get a little bit of a discount, and also, like I said, it does help it. So, Track Racer's one of the big sim rig companies out there, and you can redefine your gaming with Track Racer. And they've got some new lineup. I was watching some of their some of what they have had going on, and Track Racers really stepped up their game when it comes to their 2023 models. So go check them out. Admin Boxx has just been amazing to watch them grow, making these race control boxes and button boxes to help people make their lives a little bit easier. Back at it again, yes sir. Got to be back at it. Fridays and Saturdays and Tuesdays. That's what we're doing. Chop Shop ready to go. And now that all the sponsors are out of the way, we got a 2-stage break to determine who's going to get some stage points here. Green flag, we're going. Drivers with a run here. As Strickland works that second lane to the high side. 93 to the bottom. Matt Magner there with him. Good to see Magner up front. Gonna take it easy. 8 of Cam Dario up high. Stryker to the bottom, or Stryker out front. Andrew Payne on the bottom. Nathan Biggert getting around as well. Biggert came from the back to the front, still trying to be one of the biggest movers of the race. Balsamo in that 10 spot, still driving a Wood Brothers look. Getting better and better each week. Getting a little squirrely out of the corner, though. Maybe a little bit too much. 29 being completed. Now 30 underway. And at the end of the stage, we'll come to it here in just a moment. Whoop. Forgive me, folks. I don't know why that popped up there. Apologies about that. Alul's not in today's race. Alul's only in the Cup Series. Nathan Alul. This is the Xfinity Series here. Stryker coming around. He's going to take stage 1. Magner, Dario, Biggert, Payne. It'll be your top 5. Grijalva, Roberge, Balsamo, and Malcolm Hammond are your top 10. They do not stop for stages. A reminder there, folks. Yeah, they do their thing. The Strickland under fire from the 27. And a day for some strategy here. Andrew Payne 1.4 back. Biggert right behind him. Andrew Payne trying to make a pass on the inside. 0-1. Maybe just trying to ride here. I think that's something that you want to do is you want to figure out what Andrew Payne is doing. Because he's won all of these dang old races. You kind of have to figure it out. A lot of skill involved. 99 free right there. Wall tap for him. That's Roberge behind Grijalva. Little right rear, never hurt anybody. He's going to go to the bottom side here, though. Grijalva will pull right behind him. No, a lot of drivers race both of them. Kind of loud for you there. There's a lot of drivers that race all three of them. Similarly, there's they got the truck series as well. Yeah, Hammond's out there. Let's see. Robert Church does. Retchin does. So Andrew Payne, Matt Magner race on Saturday. They're a single. Cam Dario races all 3. Stryker races all 3. Nathan Biggert, I believe, races all 3. Roberge. Grijalva races in a couple. Hammond, of course. Church. Jasuna races in a couple. Brad Dove does as well. It just depends on people's schedules. Grijalva sitting in the 8th spot. John Hammond working his way back forward here and needs a little bit of extra oomph at the moment. Off 6 from the start. That's lap 40.18. Looking for Retchin here. He's going to be the one that losing the most here at the moment. Off 9. Has some right front damage. Had a great car in the early going. Now he's picking off some stuff here. Here you go. Now he's got to deal with that, continuing with that damage. 83 right behind him. Stryker out front. Strickland goes to work. There's a lot of drivers that choose to run for specific series. and waiting for his car to load in. Quite often these cars don't load in the way they should. Magner in second here, 1.17 back, 3.2 to Andrew Payne. But again, something about what Andrew's doing here is he is getting himself a little bit of a distance. We'll be trying to work. Robert's trying to work forward as well. Chance for Robert's to be on the bottom side here, right next to the 01, side by side. Battle at 4 seconds back for the top 5 spot. Balsamo's coming back there as well. So the 10 having a better race today. Good to see him out there try to contend for the top 5 spot. It's a good racetrack for somebody who has been working on their race line and their racecraft. The more the 98 and the 01 go at it here. Ooh, nice little drop in. You heard the feather of the throttle there. Any tips for getting out of C-Class? If you're trying to improve on your safety rating to get out of C-Class to continue to work forward, run races that you're comfortable with. That's what I would say. If you're struggling on a racetrack, go run some of those time trials and get used to your race line. Figure out your race line, what's going to be fastest. That's something that I don't see a lot of people utilizing as much anymore. If you look at what these 5,000 and 6,000 I-rated drivers are doing, they're running time trial laps. Magner coming to pit road. Well, he's got some right rear damage. Something happened there. Here's a look real quick. That was Andrew Payne. Where's Magner at? Here's Matt Magner. Not quite sure. I didn't see this one happening. Practice your laps. Practice your race line. 8:27 side by side. Ooh, they just touch. Little racing incident for both of them. 93 there to avoid. Let's get back up the race line. Matt Magner coming to pit road. Getting the car worked on. Unfortunate for him. Time trial. No, it's not the same. Time attack is something different. It's not your best 10 laps. It's just going after like a record or something like that. Time trials are where you run and it takes your average 10 laps and gives you your time over your average of 10 laps. But every time that you complete 10 laps, it helps your safety rating too. So you go in there and run 30, 40, 50 laps, you're going to improve your safety rating, but you're also going to get out there and it's not much to improve your safety rating, but it is more about the practice. It's more about getting out there and turning the laps, getting yourself in there, and then, just remember that when you're racing, everybody else is trying to do the same thing, and if you've got your race line figured out, then you can figure out how to work around other drivers. I do time trials through the website, but you can do them on the if you're using the HUD, you can do it through the. Sorry about that. I have to look at it again. I believe it's you can do a time trial from any of the seasons or through the what is it called? I'm just gonna pull it up. Give me for a second. I'm gonna have to do some switcheroo here. Bear with me. I'll let you know. Go racing series list. what do I do? Like if I choose, oh, and run open. If you really want to improve your safety rating to be able to help your license, you kind of want to run the opens. Plus, you'll be able to drive around some drivers that kind of just enjoy that. So if I select my car, so if you're on the HUD, you go to whatever car it is. So say it's you're in the C class, you go to a Truck Series race or whatever. Instead of registering through the race, if you click the up arrow, you can do a time trial. So it's called a solo session. It's under solo sessions. So let's bounce some stuff down here. I'm just gonna show you folks real quick. For those who want to know what it's like, we'll just real quick take away display capture. Here it is. So, drop off this. So if you go to series list and you say you're doing a NASCAR series, you're in the trucks. So find the trucks fixed series here. Grab your vehicle from this list and then click this blue up arrow right here. You're going to go to time trial, which will be right there on the bottom. And that'll register for you a solo session. That's what you want to be looking for, okay? There it is, gentle drivers. Now you know the rest of the story. Striker out front had a 3.6 second lead, and now Andrew Payne 2.12 back. Yeah, you got it. All right, for those who don't know out there, that's the reason why I was putting the whole thing there. So yeah, definitely do it if you get the opportunity. Chance for drivers to get out there and improve and find your safety rating. I'm trying to re-improve my I rating. That's where I'm at. I've got enough safety rating to play with, so that's where this comes into play. And definitely a tough cookie. So this thing unexciting. Let these drivers figure out what they've got going on. There's Brad Dove at the 25. 73 working himself up. He's in ninth. The 25 is back lap down. Magner's going to be on pit lane. He's out of the race. So Magner parking it. He and Cam Dario touched. Cam's in third. Got some right side damage as well. Andrew Payne closing in 1.8 seconds. Stryker 41.9 on his last lap. Nathan Biggert, the fastest driver on the racetrack right now. Just trying to be consistent. That's something that this racetrack is gonna bode. You're gonna have to just have some consistency. 48 of 112, not quite halfway through this one. Michigan starting to unfold. Stryker is just biding some time. Right front damage for the 73. John Hammond up to 8th now. Bears, your biggest mover of the race, is going to be up 8. Right behind Nathan Biggert. Strickland's been pretty consistent here. Last 5 lap times in the middle of your screen. Payne has been closing in pretty well, but I don't think that Stryker's really burned his stuff off. I just think he just went out there and ran some laps. 33.41 on the I rating. Every grip. Thank you to everybody out there for watching. Facebook, Twitch, YouTube. You're all amazing. If you haven't done so, hit that like button for me on YouTube. I see you guys out there watching. See folks out there watching. You can react on Twitch as well. Thank you so much if you do. And make sure that you do hit that like button on like, share, follow, whatever you want to do on there on Facebook. I appreciate everybody being out there. You're all amazing. Yeah. Been good. Been a good race. 1 caution, 4 incidents so far. And yeah. Osama coming to pit road. He was up there inside the top 10 for a little bit. Him and in and out for me. 73 there. Well, he wasn't in and out. Somebody was in and out. Either way. Oh, it must have been Jeremiah. All good. All gravy. All right. Pause for the cause on my end. We're going to let this thing unfold. We got 9 laps to the end of the stage. Folks, keep it tuned right here. .57 to 112 being completed. Andrew Payne out front. 9/10 of a second difference here as the drivers continue to work. And that was something that we were watching unfold. And now he's pulled ahead of Strickland here. Clean air. 41.89 his last lap. Cam Dario 41.98 closing into Strickland here. About a quarter second difference between the two. And just unfortunate for Matt Magner. Matt Magner just seems like every time that he has a clean race going for him, something bumps into him, or he bumps into something, whatever way you want to look at it. So unfortunate for him. 58 at 112. Hammond coming to pit road for his green flag pit stop as drivers work last to end on pit road on lap 26. And these cars take a lot of fuel, so we're about 32 laps. I'm sorry, 32. Yeah, I'm right. 32 laps on a tank right now. 59 of 112 being completed. Payne out front, dominating as ever. Strickland's going to be in second. Cam Dario in third. Nathan Biggart's going to be in fourth. Robert's in fifth. Robert's up 8. As David Asuna is going to be working on his racecraft here. Grijalva right in front of, halfway. So here's my thing about Grijalva. Every week, he's got about 4 seconds between drivers. He's kind of maintains in the middle of everybody. Been a minute since he's gotten himself a win in the Chop Shop Series, at least on the NASCAR side of things here. 0-1 to the bottom side. There is Cam Dario. A little battle going on here for second, third, and fourth. If you eliminate Andrew Payne from all the wins, we've had great battles for second, and that's kind of what I've just noticed on this racing circuit here. As far as the Xfinity Series goes, it's always been a great battle for second, third, fourth, somewhere around that mark. That's where some of the best racing's been, and Stryker just maintaining. He's led a bunch of laps, got the stage 1 win. Now it's just kind of dropping here as they go after it. Andrew Payne, 42 seconds on his last lap. Nathan Biggert, 42.17, still trying to close in some of his own time. As we'll see what drivers do. Down to 155. That is the big key here for Payne. He's still able to turn the bottom of the racetrack. Nathan Biggert trying to close back in as well, too, and some change. Cam Dario in third. Appreciate everybody who's sticking around. This one is going to be a longer one. Just over halfway through the race as the stage ends. Andrew Payne getting the stage win. Biggert, Cam Dario, Roberts, Strickland, Grijalva, DeSuna, Burke, Retchen, and Joe Nelson. That'll be your top 10. 10 drivers on the lead lap. John Hammond looking for a long-run race car here. Gets himself back out there. Stryker coming to pit road now. So Hammond will be the first driver 1 lap down. Going to track down Joe Nelson now for position. Strickland gets into pit road. Nathan Biggert closing in here. As you see Andrew Payne a little tighter off the corner. Seeing the car gets free in dirty air, but it gets real tight out there and the rest of it. So Nathan Biggert has been working on his racecraft here in the Chop Shop Series. And is very well closing in on Andrew Payne for the time being. 63 of 112. They're at least 2 pit stops away for the majority of the drivers, so no way that you can make it on just one more pit stop. I mean, we're looking at 48 laps. Most of the drivers right now are about to hit that 40 mark. Andrew Payne would really need, if he's trying to make it a 1 pit stop here, he would really need to make it. It really need to save some fuel. He's trying to make it a 42. I mean, this car does get some good gas mileage, but it doesn't necessarily get enough to not need a caution. 65 of 112. Striker Andrew Payne getting the stages out of this one. 1.47 seconds, and not here in a clutch. can save a lot of fuel by just staying out of the gas a little longer. 1.4s. Nathan Biggert tries to close in. 1.37. And lurking. Look at that. Let's go. What's the second one? Divide and what do? I like it. I like it. All right. Veterans Family Community Mission 22. Bringing awareness to having fewer and fewer veterans commit suicide each and every day. That 22 is a big one. Is a big one. 22 military veterans across the United States is too many. Payne being tracked down. Oh, into the wall he goes. A little tighter there. You saw the right rear scrape off of the corner. Biggert now close it in. And it can happen to anybody. Little wrinkle going on there. Nothing too big. A little right front as well, if I'm looking at the car correctly. Nice, good on the right front. Right rear's where it happened. That was a good scrape. Won't throw the car out of alignment or anything like that just yet, but did slow him up drastically. Oh, and there goes Biggert. He did the same thing, but I think he took his right front. He did. Biggert with his right front being knocked in. Still closing in on Andrew Payne. Got a good place for setups. I make my own. Anymore, I make my own. It depends on the vehicle. They all are good for giving you a base, if that makes any sense to you at all. Like Reaper Speed Lab has a specific setup that's good for them. Pay to Win is a good setup shop that I've used in the past. I will tell you that Iracing has deemed McConey Setup Shop the official setup shop for Iracing. However, I think McConey setups are too free for me. We're all in the industry. We all know the industry, and we all have a preference. I'm not a fan of McConey setups, and that's just a personal preference for me. He may not be a fan of my broadcasting. You know so don't want anybody to take it to heart. McConey did set up a partnership with Iracing, so big congratulations on them. VRS has telemetry. You can do. I mean, there's a lot. There are a lot of setup shops out there. Rob, thank you very much, sir, for the like. Biggert coming to pit road, or not Biggert, your race leader now. Overton Speed Shop is decent for me, but I typically build my own. I used to buy them, but think about this: if you have to buy a track every week and you have to buy a vehicle to run it, and then you have to pay $20 anywhere between $8 and $20 for a setup. It's a little much. Biggert, Payne coming to pit road. Payne cooking the tires in. Wow. Andrew Payne passed Nathan Biggert on pit road. Stryker's going to come around here, trying to catch up to take over the lead. Kevin on 61. And they've got about 40 laps to go, so they'll be able to make it to the end. Andrew Payne and Nathan Biggert all coming around here. I'm really shocked that Andrew Payne didn't get a speeding penalty there. He did. He did. He very much did. So he cooked the entrance there. But that's okay. So did Biggert. Both of these drivers did. That's going to be an opportunity for these drivers who maybe short-pitted themselves to try to give them some time to be able to put themselves on a better segment. Andrew Payne, Nathan Biggert just now leaving pit road. Biggert able to get some of his damage repaired as well. I think so did Andrew Payne, but they had to serve a pit road speeding penalty. Too fast entering for both of the drivers. So back to 12th and 13th, and they're both a lap down, but here's the big story here. They're going to be fine. As far as setups go, if I were to choose a setup, I choose a setup shop based on, you know what? If you want a free setup, osracing.net. And they have base setups. I mean, they're faster than the iRacing setup, and they're free. So osracing.net. Yeah, they're free. The only thing that you need to adjust really on there, keep it up, Stryker, says Ricky. Thank you for the like, sir. The only thing that you need to adjust on OS setups typically is the tape, and the tape could be a little higher. Most tracks you could run, you can run between 67 and 69%. They felt a little, it's because those setups are built by volunteers. And the one thing you can do with that setup is adjust the tire pressure. They feel loose, have the tire pressure drop down. The ride height's too high. I know that we all like to pay for convenience, but I mean, it just kind of depends. There's so many out there. So many different speed shops out there. A couple of them, like I said, I recommend. I like Pay to Win. That's PAY2WIN. And maybe one of these, maybe I just need to do a video comparing them, comparing the setups, each setup for each week. I know that we have a mile and a half coming up. Maybe I do that. Maybe I just take from the box what they give you and test it out accordingly. We'll probably do that on stream. Who gives you the best lap times? Who gives you the best average lap time? That wouldn't be a bad idea. Tire pressure, tape, and a whole bunch of other stuff. 77 to 112. About 35 laps to go here as the 93 gets underneath the 88. 18 PSI left front, 19.5 left rear. So if it's feeling loose, drop your left rear. Or raise your left front. Is it snappy on exit, or is it snappy, or does it feel like it gets free? And is it loose after 10 laps, or is it loose after 20 laps, or is it loose like from the moment you say go? If it's loose from the moment you say go, you just need to warm your tires up and then adjust your race line early. My opinion. I mean, just watching drivers, especially with open setups. I like open setup races. Cam Dario in 5th. Robert's up 9 spots behind John Hammond here. Chris Roberts
Trying to get himself a top 3. John Hammond with a chance here to have himself a top 5 night. Andrew Payne getting himself back on the lead lap now. Is going to have a lot of work cut out for him. And any of these drivers right here that are maybe thinking they may have an issue with fuel. I mean, you got Hayden Malcolm coming around. There's Nathan Biggert here. Biggert came in on 71. These drivers might have, they'll have it on fuel. They'll be fine. 41 laps. I do believe they're going to be just fine. Let's look at the stint, the pit strategy, pit stint. Most of the drivers running 42 to 45 laps, 52 for Burke. So, MJ give it a big old let's go. So the pit road speeding penalty might not be a factor here for Andrew Payne. I mean, he had the strategy. He and Nathan Biggert both had the strategy here. They both came in on 71. Brad Dubb came in on 77. Both came in on 71 to make the car work a little bit better. And or to be able to have that long run race pace, and they did. They ran just fine. Here, let me pull that back up. We're gonna pull up the field here. Yeah, 45 laps for both drivers, so they'll be able to make it on fuel. The question is how much time can Stryker make back up between now and then? Because Strickland would need 50 and some change out of his car. He kept it on 61. We need 51 laps out of the car, and I don't think he can get 51 laps out of the car, but he could play with that right now if he wanted to. Grijalva in second right now. Came in on 64. He's in a little bit better of an opportunity. But here's the big story. Chris Roberge came in on 71 himself. Tires and fuel. He can make it to the end. So can Cam Dario. Cam Dario came in on 68. These drivers that came in on 61. 57 for John Hammond. It's a whole lot of fuel to make up. Roberge to Grijalva. Grijalva, right behind the 25 of Brad Dove. Two Fords side by side as they dig into the corner. Grijalva will have to save some fuel. So they have to save about 3 laps, to really be comfortable. Grijalva behind Roberge. The 98's been very nice all day long, 98, 99, relatively speaking. Roberge up 11 now. Well, Stryker's got some time to play with. Andrew Payne in 10th. Closing in to Robert Church very quickly. Church in that 5 spot. Holistic Healthcare of Iowa on the back bumper. 1.1 second, closing in really quickly here. Devin Asuda here in that 8th spot. Strickland 27.9 seconds. About 30 some change going here. Roberge 66.3 seconds. Again, Roberge only needed 41 laps out of the car to make it to the end. He came in on 71. About 13 laps on his tires right now as they continue to go. Good race so far, and big story. Andrew Payne, Nathan Biggert, pit road speeding penalties for both of the drivers. Nathan Biggert trying to lock him down, coming to pit road. Andrew Payne went to the outside, took the penalty. Both of them served it. Both of them running 10th and 11th. Grijalva coming to pit road now. Maybe trying to get himself a short pit, a little extra, just a little fuel. Here's something new about iRacing that recently happened over the last month or so. The auto option for fuel has been really worked on, and have the adjustment for laps and all that stuff. It's been really good. The tires and fuel for Grijalva. So he gives up some time. Stryker leading as many laps as he can. Stryker has to just go. Save as much as you can, but at the same time, do what you got to do. Grijalva coming out in 10th. Stryker's going to put him a lap down. Robert Church having an issue here. Yeah, 55-second penalty. Well, I mean, 55 seconds on pit road is a long time. Put themselves a lap down. And now Andrew Payne to Stryker, 35 seconds off the pace. It's a big deficit, and this gives Stryker, who might have been short on fuel, or was short on fuel, an opportunity here to be able to just kind of back his pace down a little bit. I mean, Andrew Payne had 40 and some change to have to rebound here, and is really going to have to burn his stuff up if he wants to even be inside the top 3. Now, Cam Dario came out on 68, so he's saving a little bit of fuel, but they doesn't really need to save near as much. They ran 45 laps comfortably for a lot of the drivers, and so Stryker, who came out on 61, would need to. This would be a 51 lap run. 45 is comfortable, and that's pretty much how it works. He can do it. He's just going to have to let people go by. It's just he's going to come to pit road. Does not bark the toe. Ooh, wiggles the nose. Very close here. Roberts takes over. Track racer gives you 25 laps to go here at Michigan. And Chris with an opportunity. Cam Dario is going to be 3.5 back. Chris Roberts could really capitalize on this one. They needed 40 laps. 100% fuel in the cars. Grijalva able to get back around Roberts and now goes to work. Strickland coming to pit road is going to be there and back. He's going to see 20 seconds to Payne. Andrew Payne, 25 laps to go. He's going to see Stryker coming off pit road as well. So Andrew Payne, 4 and 5 seconds. Did you see that time ticking away with Andrew Payne, 41.77. He and Chris Roberts running similar lap times. Now, Chris Roberts needs to not let up. 24 laps to go. Got a lot of fast drivers behind him. Cam Dario flirting with that 3.5 second mark. He's been doing fantastic. There's John Hammond behind him. John Hammond would be your lucky dog in the case of any issue here. 85 is when he came to pit road, just trying to solidify his way on pit road. Roberts 3.7 and closing. Cam Dario still working the high side here. Mark Retchen here in that third spot. Off one from the start of the race. So a big rebound for Mark, but he came out on 62. So again, big changes. Big old Cam full send. I think Cam can full send here when he knows that he's comfortable with fuel. Chris Roberts doing phenomenal. 23 laps now, 22 to go. Andrew Payne back up to 6th. As we'll see Stryker, who just ran 1.6 second better lap behind the 25 of Brad Dove back there. Biggert in 9th. Robert Church not far off, 40.5 seconds off the race leader, Chris Roberts. On at 1, just needs 21 solid laps. I'm going to pause the vocals here for a moment, folks. To gain save, yes, it's every 10 consecutive laps that you run without crashing or touching the wall or going off track. It helps your safety rating, but just you need to run a bunch of them. You know what I mean? You can do a bunch of within an hour. You can do just get out there, run 40 laps, come in, put fuel in it, get out there, run 40 more laps. Do that kind of stuff. That's how you can help your safety. Plus, it helps your your track knowledge for the race, and it helps you figure out what works and what's getting faster, and helps break your bad habits, get you a braking zone. You get to stare at, you get to, the biggest thing about races is the ability to have repetition. And if I were to make any recommendation to anybody out there, that would be it. Get out there, run time trials, and that'll help your safety rating. It's I'm telling you, it's little gains. It's not like it's a massive amount as long as you put the laps in and you continue to do so. I think if you ran one time trial and you only did the 10 laps, I think it only did 10 laps. I think it's like 0.02. Mr. Van Squake, there you go, sir. Good to see you, man. There's a Go Racing legend. Hey, folks, if you didn't know, Charles has made himself a diecast shop out there. Go find him. It's Go Racing Diecast, I do believe. He's got a Facebook page as well. Awesome shop. He did a great job setting it up. He's had a great opening week from what I've been catching up on. So make sure you go check all that stuff out. He is selling a whole bunch of diecasts. Yeah, that one right there. You see it? Go Racing Diecast LLC. That one right there. That guy. Robert's out front. Andrew Payne in sixth. Stryker got around Andrew Payne here, and this is where new tires going to rule the roost for a little bit. 40.28 was his last lap. Andrew Payne, 41.93 was his last lap. Robert's 42.28. Cam Dario, 41.99. So a chance. I think Robert's is just having some backup time now. Just needs to be clever. Robert Church came to pit road on 58. His last lap, 42.79. He is naturally a lap down to Chris Roberge. Going to need some time. Andrew Payne in sixth after a penalty. It's only made up 28. He's up to 28.6. This goes to show that he still has speed after the fact, but Stryker there with the strategy killer, able to capitalize here. At 17 laps to go, we'll need to run every one of those 2 seconds faster than Chris Roberge to be able to win this one. Roberge 17 to go, just needs to hold on out front. Cam Dario solid in second right now. Jeremiah Burke in third. And we got new tires behind. Davin DeSuno, who's going to be in fourth here. Strickland in fifth. That's a great shot for the next 16 laps to be able to capitalize here. Cam Dario getting stronger on the long run here. Going to the higher side of the race line. Drops down to the second lane. 41.94 was his last lap, so now able to go at it. Roberge a straightaway away from Cam Dario. Pause for the vocals, folks. I gotta do it every once in a while. I don't disagree. I do think that Cam was able to make it work. Still 3.4. I'm seeing them maintain. Roberts, I think, was trying to save a little bit as well. He just ran a 41.97 on this last lap. So these drivers figuring some things out here. 13 laps to go. Strickland up to third. Grijalva catching fire as well. 2.4 back. Trying to catch up to Andrew Payne here. I think he's going to have that pace on Andrew Payne. 13 lap fresher tires. So will John Hammond. If Hammond can close in just a little bit more. Hammond has about 9 seconds to Andrew Payne. Payne, with that speeding penalty, really hurt himself. Hammond just went around Nathan Biggert, who's inside the top 10. 3.1 seconds. And here, this is a great story. This is what I talk about. I mean, we've watched the battle for second for so long, you know, and I'm not taking away from Andrew Payne's talent, because Andrew is just stupid fast, and I mean really fast. Our big factor here is it's always the battle for second, and the battle for second has always been good. Now there's a chance. You got Cam Dario trying to track down Chris Roberts for the lead with 11 laps to go, and you've got Stryker on full yeet mode with new tires, trying to make himself just that much more dangerous at the moment. Grijalva closing in on Andrew Payne to take another spot away from him. Here's the battle box for that. Oh, man, excuse me. Last when they came to pit road, lap 71 for Andrew Payne. Full yeet mode, that's right. And lap 84 for Grijalva. So 13 lap fresher tires, and that is that's a big difference. May not seem like much. 10 laps to go. TrackRacer.com. Check the links in the description to make sure that you help the league out by, getting yourself redefine your gaming at Track Racer. Roberts came in on 71, lap 68 for Cam Dario. And now 2.95 seconds. Inside 3, 2.85. And inside 9 laps to go, Michael Strickland willing the car forward. Behind him, Jeremiah Burke trying to close in just a little bit more, but he's pulling away from Jeremiah. Solid third place for Stryker here. What a race. Now, Andrew's still fast on the long run. Don't take out anything. He can still hold this position. He's got Grijalva behind him. 8 laps to go. Grijalva being faster on the long run as well, especially when he was able to come in and try to capitalize on that situation. I wondered how this was going to work out, but 8 laps to go. This is a good little battle. 9.4 for Hammond. Hammond closing down 8 spot for him. 2.5 backs could have been Nathan Biggert here. 41.55 for Mark Retchen here. Mark 1 lap to go, or 1 lap down, trying to close into Chris Roberts. And 3 seconds the number. I think Roberts has found a draft in front of him. And now some lap traffic. Gonna need every bit of it. Needs to clear them fast. 25 to take the air off the 98. Brad Dove a lap down. Roberts 6 to go. Going to have an awkward entry getting into the corner here. This will be a chance for Cam Dario to close in. Brad Dove not conceding the second lap down. 98 clears just barely. Six laps to go. Grijalva got himself around Andrew Payne. He's going to be in sixth. John Hammond, I think he's just too far off right now to be able to get that extra spot. But Andrew Payne and Joseph Grijalva working very well together. But look at Andrew Payne, even with the difference on tires and fuel, has not really given up that much time. Now able to utilize some of the draft with the 99. 99 is going to start pulling away, though. That's just part of it. 5 laps to go. And how about them apples? Chris Robert's needing a day. He's the nicest guy you'll ever meet. And there is the Dilligaff, reminding everybody to check out the merch store. Speaking of which, look for Signature Esports on Etsy. You'll be able to find some of that merch up there as well. 4 to go at the line. The nicest Canadian you'll ever meet out front. And what a turn of events and what a different race. The Xfinity standings, the round of 8. As Roberge came into this one 7th on the list, 35.01 with 1 playoff point. 3 below the cutoff line. And with 3 laps to go, just needs 3 consistent. Like, everybody holds your breath. You know that he is. Oh, man. Because if you line this thing back out, it's going to be chaos. Cam Dario, very much just kind of settling in right now. Gretchen's going to be a lap down. Gretchen, your outside pole sitter, getting a little bit better. Had the first part of this race, led some great laps. 2 to go. Cam with a great drive here. Going to be a great day for points for him. Stage win for Stryker. Stage win for Andrew Payne. Penalties come around. And Nathan Biggert, who I think was the fast driver on the long run. Roberge out of 3 and 4. Has never been more happier to see this one right now. Michigan, white flag waves for the final lap. And Chris Roberge having a solid drive. Mistake-free. Came in at the right lap, came in at the right time. He's been able to maintain a gap, been able to maintain his pace. His lap time's very consistent, good on the long run, biggest mover of the race. Driving forward from the back to the front, started 13th. Chris Roberge, 7th on the list coming in. Going to punch his ticket to the next round. He's going to be driving for a championship. The final race of this season. Chris Roberge with a victory. And none too bittersweet. We'll cool it down here at Michigan. Cam Dario, Michael Strickland, top 3. Burke Grijalva, top 5. DeSuna gets around Andrew Payne. He's going to be in 6th. Andrew Payne back to 7th. John Hammond, about 10 seconds between that. Big congrats to the nicest Canadian we've ever met. And some good love for that driver right there. We're going to let him burn it down, folks. Race results for Chris Roberge. As we got to throw up SDK. Hold on, browser source. My bad. Sorry, folks. SDK 2. There it is. There it is. Chris Roberge gonna be your. Well, clearly there it is. Chris Roberge with the victory, punching his way into the next round. VIP Auto at VIP Tire and Service helping out this league. Got 2 races left, so the round of 8 ends next week. As Chris will celebrate down there. Cam Dario second, Striker third, Burke, Grijalva fourth and fifth. Great job by Grijalva being able to capitalize on some new tires there as well, and capitalize on other drivers' mistakes too. I tell you, nobody's ever safe when it comes to just think about this. Anybody can make a mistake, and right now, two of the fastest drivers out there made a mistake. Stryker still had a great race going on for him, and I still think that this is it's a whole different ball game if nobody makes a mistake. But Andrew Payne, too hot entering, and so was Nathan Biggert. They're going to finish, and you're going to see the difference there. 7th and 9th between the two. John Hammond right there inside the top 10. Retchen, who started outside pole, is going to be in 10th. He had some right side damage that just kept him from finishing where he needed to. Brad Dove, Church, Malcolm, Nelson, Balsamo, Matt Magner having that issue earlier on. Getting a little collection plate with the old the 8. I think he got the worst portion of it. So let's talk to him. I want to talk to him. There he is. Moving everybody around. He's Dutch slapping it right now. Good way to celebrate. How about them apples? Talk to him. Chris Roberge is going to be your race winner today, the 98. Punching his way in. You came in needing the best finish you could ever ask for, and you got it. Way to maintain. Perfect pit stops. Perfect everything else, my man. Talk to me about it.
Oh, man. Well, first couple of laps, I got spun by Dub by accidentally. That's just fine. Then I just took it easy around. There was the yellow, and then when the green pit stop, I heard Andrew and Bigger had a speeding penalty, and that's actually a perfect timing because I was already there. I was gone. I got past both Cam and all them to get up there. I had, I think, a couple of extra fresher tires than he does. And I just trying to take it easy because I was running out almost fuel almost at the end.
I was going to ask if fuel was concerned because I knew that you could run about 40 to 45 laps, somewhere a little bit longer. That we watched the other drivers run about 45 to 48 laps. I knew that you were going to be good, but did you have to save it all?
When it says 4 laps to go, I was already at 4 laps to go, and my right side was actually getting worn down after like 20 laps to go, and it's kind of surprising I made that far.
Well, I tell you what, this is a tire-eating track. It's progressive banking, but it's progressively going all the way around. So, Chris, you punch your ticket to the championship race, man, and what a way to do it. Congratulations once again. You get to have a little breather for next week, and not only the biggest mover of the race, but you get a victory here, so some extra, not only some extra playoff points, but hey, you know what? Get a little extra side pocket cash for the Chris Roberge Award. Give your shout outs, man.
Yes, big thanks to Shop Racing here, VIP Race Tires and Service. Thank you for sponsoring us. My 3 sons too for the Cup Series. Thank you for that. Big thanks for the Century Esports. Thank you for broadcasting, Jason. Thank you. It's an amazing job you do here for everybody and doing broadcasting. Big support from my friends with a godson supporting me too. And my biggest support is my wife. She's loved to hear how well I'm doing. Now she's gonna be more happy now. I can take her out, maybe out dinner soon.
There it is. Chris Roberge going to use his race winnings to take his wife out, and I love it. That's the best way. That's the best thing I've heard anybody do it with their money. Chris, congratulations. I look forward to seeing what you do next week, brother.
Yeah, thank you.
Always Roberge getting that victory and doing a great job. Let's talk to him. Cam Dario getting that P2 spot today. Had to work at it. I thought for a minute there on the long haul, you'd figure something out to be able to try to make that spot. I mean, you went from, kind of hovering around that 3.5 second mark, getting yourself about 2.2, 2.3. And I was like, there's a chance here with 10 to go that you might be able to pull that lap time. But I know that Chris said he had to save, and then all of a sudden you were on fire. You're ready to rock and roll. Tell me about it.
Well, I was started saving with like 35 to go. I was just saving. And I thought I had enough that I could make a run. And then I started making the run and then quickly did not have enough. So I had to fall back to just save mode. And just great on Chris, man. It was really good racing for him. Really good drive for him, honestly, because he pitted like 2 or 3 laps after me. And I had a feeling. I was like, daggone it. I lost it right there, and then Andrew and Nate, they did what they did, which opened it up for all of us. But congratulations to Chris, man. He deserves it. He's a hell of a guy. And I'll take P2 any day.
Well, this is we talk about opportunity for a lot of the drivers here. We know that Andrew's probably going to point in, even without a win. But this gives an opportunity. Now we have one driver that's up in this one. So it may be that next week, if we get a different winner, this is a good points finish for you. So this puts you in good contention for that third spot. Possibly if or that maybe even that 4th spot if we can't find a win. But a great points day for you. This is huge for you.
Oh yeah, I'm happy. I'm satisfied. Like I said, going into a track that I don't particularly love, just have a solid day. I need to apologize to Magner. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but I do know the baby was climbing on me in the middle of 1 and 2. And I don't know if it was just enough to get up into him or if he was coming out. I haven't seen the replay, but I feel like it's my fault. So all the Magner fans out there, that's my fault. I feel like until someone shows me otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and say that one's on me. So I kind of was dealing with that the whole race too, that on the back of my head.
I can understand it. I can understand that. I've got kids, so I'm sure. Matt, I think that the only thing about with Matt is that it kind of happens to him every week. Not with you, but
well, it seems like it's been me though. That's the thing. It seems like it's me because the one time we were at, I think where were we? Kentucky, or I didn't even know I got into him, and next thing I know, he's spun around in front of me, and I'm like, oh my god. And me and Matt are cool, So I just feel bad.
It happens.
I gotta stay away from that guy. Anytime he comes around me, I'm just gonna hit the brake. Just go ahead.
Push him to the front. Give him the little bump draft. All right. Homestead, Miami next week, though. Similar type of track, but with long straightaways. Big momentum changer if you guys can maintain that tire wear. I think that's the biggest thing about Homestead with the Xfinity cars next week. I think, it's Homestead. And then Cup race at Charlotte for a championship. You're when everybody's right on edge, what do you have to do next week to just make sure that you make the playoffs?
Just make sure I have a good long run car. That's really all it is. It's just these next couple of weeks, just make sure, you're not dropping off too crazily over the run. Make sure you stay out of the wall and just be comfortable. I mean, at least that's where I'm at. I'm not in to be the fastest, but I want to be up there. You know what I mean? Especially with 10 laps to go, I need to be up there too.
And here's the big deal. I know that you want to steal a championship away from everybody. I know it. I see it.
It's right there.
Right there.
It's right there.
I mean, we're 2 weeks away from saying the 8's the champion. That's what I'd like to hear.
Huge. Probably. Honestly. The last 2 tracks are going to be good. It's going to be a battle between myself. It's just me against me.
I think that's probably the best thing that I've heard. out of a driver. You know, it's not necessarily the track or the other drivers. It's going to be what you can do. So, but Cam, P2 finish tonight. Great night in points. Another chance for the for a championship run. We've watched you do it. We watch you come on strong toward the end of the season as well. That's kind of like it's like traditional Kyle Busch too. You make sure you try to be there too. So you're following in those those number 8 shoes. So Cam, give you shout outs, man.
Hey man, thank you for doing this. Appreciate you. Wouldn't be able to do it without you. Wouldn't be able to do it without the Chop Shop guys and everybody that puts in the effort to do this. All the drivers that come out, everybody that tunes in and watches, all the fans out there. You know, that's the best part about it. And yeah, man, we'll see you.
It's gonna be Ed, Kyle, Cam Dario.
Sounds good.
I love it. I love it. I see that in your name and I just laugh at it. But I just laugh at it. Cam Dario, P2 finisher, doing a phenomenal job. Congrats once again, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it, dude.
Oh, it's number 8, P2. Let's talk to the 88, who had a hell of a run. I'm gonna say it. First and foremost, getting toward the end of that run, you came back to pit road, and I saw that being a good decision because it kind of led you to where you're at right now. I think you come in any later than that, and you might have to have battled a little bit more to get that, but a solid P3. For a moment there, I thought you counting the numbers and counting the lap times and counting what the other drivers were doing, trying to save in front of you. I was like, he might have a shot. And then of course you had to drive like what I call a PO teenager, to keep yourself in that actual mixture of this. So, walk me through it. This was a race. What'd you think whenever you saw penalties for the 01 and for the 93?
Hey, Jason. Good afternoon. As far as the penalties go, I was actually super disappointed because I ended up short pit, and I had just committed mentally to a 2-stop pit there at the end. I was going to short pit them, try to get out in front, and then short pit them again, and hope for enough speed to be able to stay out in front. But I pitted with about 10 laps prior to most of the guys on the track there towards the tail end. And that was the kind of the decisive factor at the end where Chris and Cam were able to. They had enough fuel to get to the finish. But yeah, disappointed because they were doing really good. They were the class of the field. They probably were going to finish 1 and 2, and obviously Cam and Nate. But they got that speeding penalty. Obviously, they were battling with each other and got overwhelmed and got that pit penalty. When that came out, I really didn't know where I would line up, but I knew I was short on fuel. So I kept looking at that fuel gauge and just debating on when it was time to go. I knew I had to go early because if I pitted, I'm going to be pitting one more time more than the majority of the field, and I needed to use the tires to try to run them down. Luckily, I was able to get back up to a podium position, but I just Chris and Cam just had such a gap on me, and I had to basically just melt those tires off to get around the remainder of the field just to get back up there. So it just wasn't enough. It just wasn't enough. I kind of lucked out into a 3rd place position, pitting even one more time than the majority of the field. But it seems like it was a pretty good points day. I'll take it. I'm happy for that.
You drove around 41 seconds to catch back up to a 3rd place. So I wouldn't call that a bad thing. I would say that you were full. That was a full yeet mode.
Yeah, it was go time. I mean, yeah, it was go time. I was hoping. I didn't know when they pitted. My gut said that they would be short a little bit. I know Cam was really close. Later throughout there, the guy started talking on Discord that Chris probably was safe, and Cam was getting close. But once I got around 3rd and 4th, I looked up and I saw the gap. It was still a good 15, 16 seconds. And at that point, my tire, all the good was out of the tires. There was no hope. At that point, it was just hoping that they run out of fuel and maybe sneak a win there. But the car was real fast today. I had a lot. It was a rocket ship on a short run, and towards the tail end, some of these guys had a better long run car, but it could be just the way that I was driving it. But it was good. I mean, the car ran good, stayed out of trouble, kept it clean for the majority of the race, and picked up a podium, which is going to be pivotal because Chris locked himself in, and Andrew's got enough bonus points that he's pretty much locked in,
Yep.
barring any unforeseen circumstances at the next track. So it's really going to be a tough last two spots to slide in. So we'll figure it out. I think we're at Miami next week.
Mhm.
And from my understanding, Andrew's not making it next week, so he is going to. It's going to be close. It might be close.
Yeah, we talk about. I talked about it with actually Cam. He needed a P2 finish because if you look at if we get a different, say we get another first time winner or not first time, but a driver next week that is outside of the cutoff line, it's gonna take those two spots, take one of those two spots away.
Yeah.
Between you and Cam. And so this is where the battle goes. You got, you finish third, but you get a stage win. So, we talk about playoff points. We talk about those extra incentives that you kind of need. Andrew, of course, gets a stage win. So you got, when it comes to needing those points, that 1 point that just got negated, it's going to keep you guys kind of level where you're at. And those are the little things about this playoff structure that not only NASCAR uses, but of course with the way leagues run, it's gonna be interesting. If one of the top four drivers do not get a win next week, we're gonna see something.
Yeah,
something.
we're gonna see some fireworks.
I'm looking forward to it because the reason why I'm looking forward to it is because I'm curious to see if maybe. I mean, we saw how fast Mark was earlier. He just got into the wall, so that destroyed his right front. I think that is the only reason why he wasn't inside the top five today. You got Roberge, who just knocks Magner out of that. So if we look at it now, we got Roberge, Payne, you and Cam Dario. That's your top four right now. Everybody else is kind of a sit and duck. Grava had a great finish, so he's going to finish ahead of Mark Letchin here. So he moves him up, but Magner's going to be in fifth, and Grava didn't really change spots. I think he's going to be sixth.
Yeah, yeah. It's going to come down to, that win, who gets it. If somebody outside the playoff sneaks in, then it's going to be super close between me, Cam, and Magner, and Joseph, and Retchen. So it's going to go down to the wire. Make sure you guys tune in. It's going to be fun. It's a fast track. I believe we're at Miami.
Homestead. Yeah.
I think we're at Homestead. So that place always is awesome. But yeah, man, it's crazy. Chris coming in here and sneaking that win just totally mixed everything up. I was looking at it walking in this week. I'm like, yeah, I'm thinking to myself, that's good. The top four should advance. Now with Chris winning, I mean, he just threw a wrench in it, and now you really, really don't know what's going to happen. Kind of depends on where Magner falls and how far of a gap he's going to have from us, because obviously he didn't have a good finish today. But if he shows up and dominates next week or something, he's back in it. So we'll see how it pans out.
Stage points are going to matter. I think that's the big one.
Yeah, he ran good in the stages, so he's going to be okay. He'll just have we just beat him on the final finishing order, which isn't too bad. It will be within 10 points of each other is what my guess is. But we'll do the points today. We'll take a look at them. We'll have them updated by the end of the day, and the guys will know where they stand. That way they can get ready and on to two more to go to crown a champion. So we'll see what happens.
Season 2 about to be man, it's gonna be insane. And then once they have that, folks, we'll have it updated on the Signature Esports Facebook page as well. Striker, man, what a race! This one was surprising. I when I saw Andrew take the lead from you, I was like, all right, here's where it has to settle in. Who's going to short pit? That Like the race completely flipped on its head. It had to talk differently. I was like,
Yeah.
now everybody's gonna have to find a way to short pit to get themselves in front of Andrew Payne to be able to have a shot here toward the end. It's a big track. A lot of things can happen. And then I never thought that a pit road speeding penalty was gonna be the cause of that. And then I was like, this is what happens. We've watched Andrew be dominant. We've watched the battle for second be great, and now the battle for second just came around and said, "Here you go. This is what can happen if somebody if a mistake does come out." And that's exactly what happened today. It just shows that racing is never done, even this late in the season, even with some of the best drivers in iRacing. So, but congratulations, P3 finish, my man. Give your shout outs.
Appreciate it. Thanks for everybody checking in. I just want to give out a shout out to the majority of our sponsors, VIP Tires and Service, who's the main sponsor for our Xfinity Series, Track Racer, Dubby, Fuego, Auto Sports, Fuego Paint, my three sons, Signature Esports for always being with us from start to finish. We appreciate your broadcasting and everything that you do. All the Chop Shop boys out here, man, and it's just a pleasure to be associated with you guys. It's always fun. We got some new series coming up, and we're if anybody's interested in running some road with these oval boys, we got the GT3 series coming up on Wednesday. Trucks on Tuesday, and then eventually opening up the Gen 4 ARCAs on Sunday. So if anybody's interested, feel free to come on, hang out with us. The door is always open. We appreciate everybody that comes in here and spends time with us. I want to thank my family, my mother, my sister, Ricky out there rooting for me. We appreciate everybody, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Hey, how's Mama Strickland real quick? I know that we had some news a long time ago. How's she doing?
She's still holding up. She's waiting for some of the particulars on taking the next step in her journey. But she's the strongest woman I know, and she's going to be perfectly fine. And there's nothing but sunshine and roses up ahead. So it's going to be a difficult journey for her, but she's strong. She's doing good. She's mentally strong. She's emotionally strong. So she's doing really good. But we're still just at the beginning stages of the journey.
Yeah, we love her. We all always big prayers. Chop Shop Racing Leagues, chopshopiracing.com. Also, so go to the Facebook group, Chop Shop iRacing Leagues out there. Make sure you check them out. You're going to get Michael. You're going to get John out there. They're going to be able to handle all of your questions. They also have a Discord, folks. Make sure you check that out. Mike, I look forward to seeing you Tuesday for the trucks.
Oh, yeah, it'll be fun. Bunch of big field. I think it's Kansas. One of your favorite. Is it Kansas?
I don't even know.
I think it's Kansas. So it'll be fun, and one of your favorite tracks. So let's put on a good show and let's have some fun.
Kansas 135 at Kansas.
Yeah,
it is not one of my favorite tracks. It is the. It's my track. That is my favorite track, and that's the only track I've ever told leagues that I've ever considered running with them. But I like the truck series is so huge right now. There wouldn't even be a possibility of that ever being a thing right now, and I love it. I love seeing how much that and I mean we're into the series with the trucks as well, folks. Their truck series is so full that you have to be on a waiting list. Okay, that's how big it is. So which is really good, which is a great thing. So make sure that you do if you do want to get into a truck series. It's probably one of the best truck series on the. Not only does it race on one of the best days for iRacing, which is Tuesday, but it also races one of the biggest fields and some of the most competitive drivers out there. So I encourage you, if you do want a truck series, put yourself on that list because you never know what could happen. And they do have some set of rules to be able to let you be competitive, especially with the Best of the Rest Championship and with some provisionals and some things like that. Might even be able to qualify for the playoffs if you can get into it, because it's one of the best series out there in my opinion. And it's going to continue to be right here at Signature Esports. Mike, much love, my man. I'll see you Tuesday.
You got to enjoy your weekend. Have a safe weekend, everybody.
Always. Michael Strickland, the 88 comes home, P3, and the Roberge Maniac coming home as your victor here and did a phenomenal job. Congratulations to all the drivers for, well, just being awesome. Just a great field. What a great field today. What a great turn of events for Chris Roberge. I thought this was going to be an Andrew Payne, Nathan Biggert show at the end. I thought that was going to be the race because Nathan Biggert had the race pace toward the end. I mean, you watched him make the pass on Andrew Payne, and they both come to pit road. And when they did come to pit road, they both got the pit road speeding penalty, and that was insane. I mean, just the judgment of speed. I mean, we were going 197 miles an hour in this car, and even later on the run, from getting that acceleration out of the corner to be able to get yourself down to pit road, you're still 175, 180, and you're braking in to get down to, I think it's 55 miles an hour for the pit road, So that right there is, it's insane. It's insane to think. So a great run for the drivers. Roberge gets the win. I got some overlay work to do because I'm seeing some things change on me here. So we're going to make sure that looks good next time around. Folks, be good, be safe, be kind to one another. If you don't, well, you know what the deal is. And I do want to say, hey, make sure that you don't take for granted everything out there. Mission 22 is one of our is the charity that we're trying to support out there. But I'm going to tell you that this goes for everybody. Take care of yourselves. Be kind means be kind. Don't get out there and be toxic to one another. It's some of the worst things that I've seen, and it's part of the reason why I feel the way I feel about gaming in general anymore, is because toxicity just kind of it's everybody's chance to be either a community, which is what I would love to see. I want to see that most of all. Being a community is absolutely amazing. Being Signature Esports as a community is absolutely amazing. But one of the biggest things that I want to tell you is don't get out there and be toxic to each other. Help each other grow. Even if you're the best of the best, there's no reason to get out there and treat other people like they're trash. That's not okay. It's not okay to me. It's not okay to everybody else. I'm older. They talk about the Gen X and the different generations and stuff like that. But I want to tell you this: there's no reason that anybody should be the way that they be the way that I've seen here in recent history. I guess I just look for the best in people, and if you're part of this stream and you're part of my community, well, then you are the best because you treat each other with the same respect that I would hope that I would ask of anybody else. So be good. We love you. Chop Shop Racing League's doing a great job. Make sure you check them out. Thank you to VIP Auto. Thank you to VIP Tire and Service. Go to VIPauto.com. Check out the West Lebanon store in New Hampshire. And of course, check out Dark Horizon Fishing. Give us a good spicy segment today for the only caution that we had. And a great race. We'll see you Tuesday.